There I am. What's up, world? Coming to you live from the G Shop. I'm so excited. It's your girl Nelly checking in from my very, very, very first episode. I'm pretty sure I'm going to look back after my 100th episode and say, wow, look at how amateur and young and fresh and scared and nervous I must have been at that time, but I'm so excited to be here. Honored to have this slot. Thanks to my big bro, Toucan, for blessing me with the opportunity to have my own slot. Thank you to Rosie. Rosie. But before I get into my thank you, because I'm all over the place, let me just slow myself down. Let's set the intention for this thinking outside the box. Village Conversations with Nelly. Soften your gaze and allow your eyes to come to a gentle close. Set your intention for this conversation. Focus on your breath and breathe in, slow and controlled with intention through the nostrils. Exhale, cleanse, and release with purpose. Take a few rounds of breath. As you start to feel the body release any tension, any tightness, any anxiety, any stress. As I come into this conversation with a clear mind and a clear heart, may you receive this conversation and know that it is just my opinion. Let's dive into this conversation. Blink your eyes open, wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes. Listen, as you see, it's just me by myself right now. I don't know who's going to come through. I don't know who's going to stroll in. Hey, Rosie. Listen, so back to Rosie. I got to get my shout out to her because she is the one who lit the fire under me. With this whole podcast thing, I didn't even know that this was something that I would want to do. Maybe in the back of my mind, I probably envisioned it and thought that I could be somewhat of a Charlemagne the God. Shout out to Charlemagne the God. But she asked me to be a guest host on her radio show. Shout out to the RPX radio show, the X radio show, the Rosie Porter Experience. She gave me the opportunity and blessed me with the opportunity to be a co-host on her show for 4 weeks in the month of July, which was so fitting because it was cancer season. I'm a cancer, proud cancer at that. And for me to be able to have that opportunity and then invite my village into her community was so awesome. The conversations that we were able to have, whether we agreed with each other or not, it was just a beautiful thing. So again, I thank you, Rosie, for blessing me with that opportunity. And now here I am with my own show. So thank you to everybody that tuned in, everybody that shared my last 4 episodes. Please continue to do so. That is how I will continue to grow. I need to get my views up. I need to get my followers up. So I'm here to educate people on things that, just bother me or excite me, make me happy, maybe make me sad. And I feel as though when I talk to everyone in the community, people have different opinions on different things. So I like to talk about all these different things that are around us. And again, the purpose of my podcast is always centered around mindfulness, always centered around mental health. Mindfulness and mental health for me go hand in hand. For everyone, I feel like it should. Just so that I can educate you on who I am, just in case if you missed me on the X radio show, since this is officially my first show, let me just formally introduce myself to you, to the world, to everybody. Those of you who don't know me, my name is Nelly. I am a yoga instructor, mindfulness yoga instructor. I've been practicing yoga for 10 years now. I started with my own personal practice. I got into this for my mental health. Yes, my mental health. I didn't get into yoga because I wanted to be flexible. Of course, yes, I am, and I'm proud of the things that I can do with my body. However, I got into yoga and meditation for my mind. I'm not ashamed to talk about mental illness. It is not a taboo topic or subject for me. I think more Black people need to be comfortable to talk about the state of mind that they are in. So I suffered from anxiety and depression, and have tried different medications from Zoloft to Prozac. I've tried those things, and I didn't particularly care for them. So one day my now husband was like, you know what, you just need to go ahead and try something different. You need to try, yoga. And I tried it at the Healthplex, what used to be the Healthplex, but now it's the Y. And I loved it. I loved the meditation part. So let me just say that. I loved the meditation part of the class, but I was really intimidated by the yoga part. I didn't really care for it. My wrists were sore when I did certain poses. It just seemed like a bit of a distraction for me mentally, the yoga part. But I couldn't deny. What's up, Propane Oak Lane? Thank you for tuning in, checking in. But I couldn't deny how the meditation part made me feel. And the way to describe it for some people who may be religious, it made me feel like I had just left church. And a lot of maybe Christians, and I can vouch for being a Christian person. I just, however, don't really identify with a specific religion, me personally. Not knocking anybody else's choice out there. Yes, I will still go to church, and yes, I will still praise God, and yes, I do enjoy it. However, it is not a part of my daily routine, practicing a religion. And yoga, let me put that out there, is not a religion. I have had people come up to me and say, well, can I even do this? Am I allowed because I'm this religion or I'm that religion? Yes. Now, if you're not comfortable with the chanting portion, and even that part is not religious based. Okay, so I want to just get rid of all of that misconception about yoga. Who can do it? Do you have to be flexible? Nope. Do you have to be young? No. Yoga is for everybody, 0 to 80, blind, crippled, and crazy. That's what I tell people. Okay, so in practicing this and realizing that, oh my goodness, I feel so good after I do breath work. I feel so good after I stretch. I had to keep going. I had to continue. A shout out to my cousin Dawn D. Renee. She is also a yoga instructor. She is the one who inspired me to go ahead and get certified. She got her certification, and I was just so impressed by her transformation, watching some of her struggles and the things that she went through as a woman, period. And then how she overcame those obstacles and staying calm in the midst of her chaos was impressive to me. And I wanted to know how I could be, more like that. So I ended up getting my certification. I've been teaching ever since. I teach at the Y. I teach independently. I have my own business. You can follow me on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Nelly Yoga Fitness. Go to my website, nellyyogafitness.com. But yeah, so I'm getting into it, getting up off of me, and now I want to talk about some of the things that I saw on TV today. Like, I always want to get into the things that's going on in my city. I'm from Philly, by way of Connecticut. I don't never want to just disassociate myself with my New England side, because they're both home to me. Connecticut and Philly are both home to me. I was born here, born in Philly. It's always been home in my heart, and I grew up in Connecticut, so Connecticut is also a place that I call home to. Shout out to all my girlfriends, all my friends out there in CT. Tune in, check in, call in. Let me know you're watching. Let me know you have an opinion. Even if you don't agree with something I have to say, I don't mind your opinion. So check it. I was bothered by something I saw on the news today, that a two-year-old girl from Cherry Hill, New Jersey, died of a drug overdose. Fentanyl and cocaine was found in her system. I believe her dad is the one who is going to be charged with her death. And that's just so heavy, right? Like, that's crazy that, first of all, addiction, let's just, I'm not even going to knock that and say that it's not a disease, because it is. Addiction is a disease. And if any of you don't believe that addiction is a disease, please come and visit Philly. And I might even rent a tour bus and do a safari excursion over there is that Kensington area of the city? Yeah. If you don't think that addiction is a disease, then let me take you down to Zombieland, where you will believe it after that. it's sad because that baby she's gone. She's never going to grow up and experience life. And that father has to live with the fact that you were neglectful and had and ultimately your addiction resulted in the death of your child. And that's traumatizing. What if that child has other siblings? And more often than not, we don't get counseling for these kinds of traumas. Another situation on the news, quite traumatic. A lady was killed by a stray bullet while at a barbecue. Like, what is going on in Frankfurt? What is going on? Like, we should be able to leave out of our houses. We should be able to just sit in our cars and have conversations with our family members, sit on our porches. It's crazy that, in the back of your mind, you kind of got to be fearful of leaving the house, of doing basic things. Supermarkets are getting shot up. Schools are getting shot up. I think I saw at the bottom, and this cracks me up too, and I don't understand why the news does this. They show all the warm and fuzzy stuff, most of the warm and fuzzy stuff on the big screen. Then at the bottom, they have this like moving little bunch of words. Like, I don't, and that's all the important stuff at the bottom. It gives me a headache to try to follow those words across the screen. And then that's where the real news is. And I don't understand that news. Like, give me the news. I don't want to know. I don't want to see photos of animals wearing sandals. Instead of giving me the news, they were showing me pictures of bunnies and ducks wearing sandals. Like, I want to know what really is going on around me. What is really going on around me? And another thing, let's dive into this whole move thing from our past that I guess Philly tries to act like didn't happen, but it happened. The remains of those family members who were bombed, and there's video of it, people. If you've never heard of it, if you're Gen Z or whatever, you're just not from this area and you're not aware of the bombing of the move people in Philly on Osage Street in West Philly, I believe in 1985. Look it up. Look it up. Like a real bomb dropped on a whole block of black people. Unheard of, right? So they talked about this man on the news who at the time he was only 8. And his sisters were killed in this bombing. And at the time, his sisters were, I believe, 12 and 14. And they weren't even children of the move. They just so happened to be there that day and were killed at the hands of our city officials. Mayor Good was the mayor at the time, I believe. I don't think that he was in agreement of, doing such a heinous thing to a group of people. However, he was a black mayor. I don't think he had that much say in the matter. Once the powers that be decided that that's what they wanted to do and that's how they wanted to handle these people. But back to the remains of these 2 little girls, parts of their bodies had been donated to the University of Penn, and University of Penn is acting like they don't know where the body parts went to. So long story short, this man finally got the remains of his sisters, whatever was left of them. And I mean like whatever was left, like this size container maybe of what was left of his sisters. And to see his emotional reaction, how he just broke out crying and was so elated, like as if he was actually holding his sisters in his arms, was emotional to see, to say the least. But again, I think it strikes a chord in me that, again, this is another story of the travesties that we experience as Black people and how we continue to not get our reparations. I don't understand how that Move family has not received like buku dollars. And if they have, maybe it's hush money and nobody has talked about it, but I didn't hear anything about it. Not like, Native Americans, I feel, get a lot of reparations, I'll say. And I believe that Black people are just as justified in receiving that as any other nationality or people who have been mistreated, enslaved, and all that good stuff, right? All right, so off of that, that's a little heavy, right? So I'm gonna come up off of that for a minute because again, I'm about mindfulness, and some of this stuff is like really heavy. But again, as a mindfulness person, we can't just ignore the bad stuff. And a lot of times as people, that's what we tend to do. The things that make us uncomfortable, the things that make us feel something, whether it's anger, confusion, the things that make us feel a little uncomfortable, we tend to not want to discuss them. We tend to not, oh, I don't want to talk about that. Why not? Because it's awkward. It has to be discussed. Things have to be discussed in order for you to start to feel better about yourself, whatever that is, right? Whatever that is. So I'm off of that. I want to go back into this Lizzo comment because I'm tripping off of her perspective of being in a relationship. But the more that I think about it, the more I wrap my mind around Lizzo's perspective of what she's looking for in a relationship, I think it makes a lot of sense, people. I don't know. So basically, her statement is that she, in so many words, wants an open relationship. She doesn't want to be in a relationship where, I guess, where the person just feels like confined to just that person. Like, I guess she doesn't want to get married, I don't think. And in her humble opinion, she just wants you to love her. Like, as long as you love her, that's what matters to her. It's not about being in this clingy, possessive, you're mine all mine type of relationship. And I don't know. I think I'm a clingy kind of person. I ain't even gonna lie. I'm not gonna front. I require a lot of attention from my significant other, I think. But that works for me. I know what I need, right? And when you're getting in a relationship, you have to know what you need. And you have to be able and willing to say that to whoever it is that you're dating, courting, or in a relationship with. What is it that you need? And it takes a lot of self-discovery sometimes to even figure that out. But what is it that I'm looking for? What is it that I'm expecting this person to provide for me? And if you pick a person that you know is not capable of providing what you're looking for, then you might be just being insane. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. So you got to know what you want. You got to be secure in yourself. Yoga, meditation, diving more into your self-awareness, that helps you to discover that. Who you are, being comfortable in your own skin, what you like, what you don't like. I also feel like, I hope I don't offend anybody, but if you know me, you know I love everybody. I feel like this new generation of young men are very feminine acting. Do y'all think so? Because I'm just like, the pants are tight, the hoochie daddy shorts, the cross body, like, sometimes I see dudes walking down the street, and if you don't see them from the front, and some dudes got juicier booties than chicks who went and got BBLs, like, dude, like, what in Uncle Clifford is going on? I need men to look more like men. I'm sorry. Like, just a little more masculine men out here. Okay, give me a little bit more masculinity. I don't want you wearing the same nail color as me. No, that's not gonna work for me. Okay, I need you to be a man. Like, oh God, I don't know. I think now, if I was single, I probably would be single or gay. Because if the men look like the women, and shit, some of these women look good as hell. I don't know. If I can't date a guy whose pants are as tight as mine, or tighter, or shorts are short as mine, or shorter. Now, not knocking you guys who, however, you're fly enough, you're comfortable enough in your skin, because I'm going to reel it back, because I respect anybody that's comfortable in their skin and wear whatever you love, whatever feels good in your body. Let's be clear on that, okay? but I'm still clowning. I don't care. This is what I'm going to do. And this is the beauty of my Think Outside the Box podcast and Village Conversations now, because I don't have any guests. That's cool with me, because deep down inside, I got about 3-4 chicks that live in this head of mine, and you're going to talk to each one of them, no matter, like, depending on the conversation. And so this village is still having a conversation. It's just me this time. It's just me, myself, and I village today. Feel free to call in, tune in, comment on YouTube if you want to, if you have something to say. You can comment right here on Instagram if you have something to say. If you want me to promote your business, hit me up, inbox me. I will send you the flyer. I'll let you know how you can go about getting promoted on my podcast. Get some exposure for your business, people. It's called networking. That's what we do around here, okay? So what about, like, how would you guys feel about your kid wanting to get into the military? I'm going through that right now, and it's a little stressful. Because in my mind, I always said that I would never, never, ever, 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 ever let my son go into the military. I was like adamant about it. I don't care. And now that's why you got to be careful what you put out there, people. Don't be saying what you'll never, ever do. Because now here I am faced with the reality that my son wants to go into the service. As his mom, I support him 100%. Whatever he wants to do, I'm just that type of parent with my kids. I encourage them to be their own individuals, and no matter how I feel about it. But I already know I'm going to be a wreck, y'all. I'm going to be a wreck. So I'm going to need my village when he goes away. So some of my conversations are going to be probably a little snotty. I'm going to be looking for you guys to just keep me lifted up and motivated and inspired and encouraged. But less worried about my boy, or your daughter. It could be your daughter. The service is not just for boys. But these streets are so rough, right? And people were like, oh, you're going to let your son... Yes, Rosie. Lots of men's out here with small pants, okay? And I can't with the small pants. Thank you, Ro. Shout out to Rosie. Check her out on the RPX radio show, y'all. The X radio, Rosie Porter. But, like, I don't know. Like, I had to tell people when they would ask me, like, well, why would you let your son go into the service? And, you know, he could get killed and... Well, he could get killed right here in Philly, the way that this city is going. It's a war zone right here in my own neighborhood in West Philly. As Will Smith would say, West Philadelphia, born and raised, on the playgrounds where we spent most of our days. Well, not nowadays. These days have changed. Playgrounds ain't as safe. Block parties ain't as safe. Picnics ain't safe. The hell, funerals ain't safe. People been shooting up funerals. That's how crazy it is around here. So when people ask me, am I comfortable with my son going into the service? Hell yeah. Hell yeah, I am. Because I don't want him getting shot out here on these damn streets for nothing. Now, as crazy as it sounds, I'd rather him get killed for serving a purpose and serving his country and doing what he wanted to do for himself, rather than some random person taking my child's life for nothing. So I had to humble myself in my perspective of allowing him to go, and I can't even say allowing, because he's 18. He's 18. It's his decision. And I can't stop him. And I don't want to stop him, because what I don't know is what greatness could come out of him going in there and getting that structure. And I'm proud of my son at the same time for even wanting to take that step, because that's a major step. That's a major step for any person, any woman, man, or child who's been home with their parents all their lives to want to do that, right? That's heavy. And I know that he's going to need my support. And I have been talking to him about, staying mentally well. Because what I don't want is for my son to come back something other than, something positive. And what we do know about our military, and shout out to all the veterans out there. Shout out to all the active military people out there right now. Shout out to all of you, and your service is greatly appreciated. But I'm concerned about how the United States treats our veterans, how they're treated when they come home. We always standing and saluting and acting like we really love our soldiers, but do we really? When I go to the vet hospitals, it's not that pleasant, and it should be better than that for our veterans. I don't understand how we can allow our veterans to be treated the way that they are, and how PTSD has been under the radar or misdiagnosed and mistreated for so long. See, this is a live show. This is what a live show is about. Hey, cuz, I'm on live. I got you on speaker. Are you here? Oh, okay. Come on in. Did I text you the address? It's called the G Shop. So look for a storefront. It's called the G Shop, Glockaware. You see like stuff hanging in the window? This is live, y'all. Somebody's coming to my village conversation. I'm excited. Let's see if we can figure out who this person is, y'all. We got a guest. Be my guest, be my guest. Let's see who this person is and what they have to bring to the table and to the conversation. She's making her way in here. And in the meantime, let me just keep the conversation going, right? I love that I have a little bit of a multiple personality disorder, because I literally can have a whole hour conversation with myself, agree with myself, disagree with myself, argue with myself, and I might answer myself. Don't judge me. Judge your mom. Okay. So back to what I was saying about these little feminine dudes. I don't even think I was finished with that topic. But I understand why it in the dating world is so difficult right now. Get on up in here. Get on up in here and come up in this seat. Now this one here, y'all listen. Yes, baby. Hey, here's what I do for you.
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
Follow her on Instagram. This is my cousin, y'all. See, now you got cancer vibes back up in here. Put these headphones up on you right there. There you go. All right, so I got Rosie commenting right here. She said, at this point, the military is more of a controlled environment compared to being here, Philly. And if he makes it through, he'll have a career afterwards. Absolutely, right? So that's my focus with my son going into the military, and just trying to keep him encouraged. But my concern is more about his mental state when he returns, depending on how long he stays and what he sees, what he experiences while he's there. All of that stuff is important. So I'm not by myself anymore, guys. I got my cousin, Leticia. Woo! Hey, lady.
Hello.
This lady, so you got to make sure you talk up in that mic right there. Make sure you can lift it. You can do what you want to it. Bring it closer to you. Yeah, don't be scared of it now. Don't be scared. Can I hear you?
Hello.
Look, get a little closer to it. You scared of it? Why you scared of it? It's not a penis.
Be louder. Oh.
It's not a penis. But don't act like...
Hello. Okay.
Bam. You see what I'm saying? Get it, TT. So now, this lady here is my everything when it comes to this here. So don't judge her, first of all. She didn't do this. This is the heat. The devil is having a parade outside, and I refused to do anything to this. But, baby, when Katia shows up later tonight, you ain't even going to know who I am, okay? When Katia shows up, I'm telling you right now, this lady will slay you forwards, backwards, up, down, inside, out. She braids like her name is Fatima Umfufu Olekwek. Okay, so I just want you to introduce yourself to the people and let them know how they can get in touch with you, my friend, my cousin.
God bless America. I personally don't do cameras or just streams of things of this nature. So I'm gonna say hello, everyone. Me personally, yes, I do hair. Have been doing it for I want to say over 20 years. I have been licensed for 10 plus years. My first advocates was Barbie and Cabbage Patch. So,
That was
yeah,
your first clients. I think those are
yeah.
a lot of little girls' first clients, but they didn't pay me. They just walked out of
It's
my shop
okay.
because I was
They
horrible.
gave me the understanding of not putting heat in plastic and not putting combs in things that you can't comb.
Okay,
So
okay.
it gave me my history a little early on.
Well, hair isn't the only thing that this lady does. Okay, like you would think that she had cankles and wore a house coat and just hum
I
the way
did.
she
I
cooks
did.
food.
I did. I had a great grandmother, you know.
Well, her spirit lives in this little teeny body, okay? Because when y'all saw her walk in, yeah, short, teeny little self, but she cooks like her name Big Mom. But like for real, like my mouth is watering just thinking how the food, y'all. I'm trying to tell you, the food and then the caramel cake, child. All right, so listen, you got to be a part of the family to know what I'm talking about. You just got to be there. You got to know,
Or an extension.
or an extension. I mean, we take in strays all the time. Like that's just what we do. We don't know who's family, who's not at this point, because everybody's just once you eat their food, it's like being in the sunken place. Y'all don't eat their food. You eat their food, you're not going nowhere. You in the sunken place forever now. I don't even be wanting to eat my own family's food. Cause I felt like my cousin Kiana, cause shout out to my cousin Kiana, but like she calls it nigger slop. I don't be wanting any
What
nigger
is
slop no more.
that?
Nigger slop. That's what my cousin calls Thanksgiving food, cause she just be like, I'm over it. I don't want no more nigger slop.
Oh, that's why they
Meaning
call it
collard
soul food, I
greens,
believe.
yams, the
Got
traditional
it.
soul
I
food
just
stuff.
never heard it called nigger slop.
Cause my cousin,
Oh shit. That's
shout
a
out to
good one.
Kiana, that's a good one. But who we got? Marley the Great. Hey, what's up? Thank you for tuning in, checking in. We're about to have some real dope conversations. So some of the stuff I talked about, you kind of missed out on a little bit. But I definitely want your opinion on hoochie daddy shorts and men seeming very feminine nowadays. I need to know
Why
your
I gotta talk
opinion
about those shorts? I just had this conversation about my own self. I swear.
about the hoochie daddy shorts.
Yes,
So
I was
like,
so victim.
how do
I
you
so
feel about
love
them?
them. I will rock them so
But
heavily.
we wear,
No, I said I would.
no, a man though. Would you be attracted to a man who had on hoochie daddy shorts?
In the streets?
In the streets, child, not in the sheets. In the streets, baby. Not in the sheets.
No. No. I'm used to seeing stuff like that on the beach. If it's not
Right.
Speedos and it's like not where it should be.
No, it's a thing now. It's like, okay, we wearing hoochie daddy shorts.
I think that was for a certain genre of people, and I think,
Black people wearing it now too.
well, yeah, our melanated people are very lost and, just don't know certain things. They'll accept whatever's put in front of their face.
Isn't that crazy?
But it's just like, overall, I know who was wearing them.
Right. Well, it was a European thing.
It was Speedos.
Right.
So now it's like shorts that you wear in the streets. Oh.
I mean, and
So that's why I was talking about the
not even
booty
just
things.
the shorts. Like I'm talking about some men. I feel like are getting their nails done. They're
I
wearing
don't
these
have an issue with that.
these
I don't
these
have
bags.
an issue with the nails. I don't have an issue with the feet.
So you wouldn't mind a man wearing color on his nails? I'm not talking about clear. I'm talking about y'all both got on hot pink.
Okay, so because I know about certain, I don't know what to call it, social people or people that socialize in certain groups.
Yeah.
That's their thing. That's what they do. So I don't.
But could you date a man that
I don't date those type of people. I'm not
Right.
in that group. So it's like to each their own.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
can't do that. It's the Gothics. So I would say, like,
Okay,
one
yeah.
who's in the Gothic era, and you could see them people, and that's what they do. So I don't knock that for what they do, but just some regular person that just want to randomly just throw polish on, like colorful, and then you're not walking a runway, and it's not going with that situation, and you just outside like that. Yeah, no, we're not dating.
Well, shout out to BJ. Shout out to Eam. Shout out to everybody. Okay, some people saying they can't hear you. I'm gonna bring it back over here closer. A little
I'm sorry, I'm
closer.
not loud. Like I said, I'm not good with this on the spot type stuff.
That's
So,
all right. That's
yeah.
all right. Hey, family.
I'm trying.
Everybody's all up in here checking us out, I ain't gonna leave the camera on you too long since she's a little nervous, y'all. She a little nervous.
I'm not nervous. I just don't.
I
I like to be in the background, not the forefront.
But I don't like that because now I can't see you. So, all right, look. How do you feel about strip clubs? Because I was talking to somebody today, right?
I love them, but which ones?
Female strip clubs, or do you prefer male reviews? What do you prefer?
Elaborate.
Huh?
Elaborate.
So, all right, me personally, I don't like male strippers. I don't like male exotic dancers. I just don't. It's not my twist. I would prefer to go to a shaky butt.
Oh, yes. All day.
I just prefer a shaky butt. No homo, and sometimes there is a little homo in me, and I've never been down that road. But there is a homosexual person that lives inside me. There's a gay girl, and there's a drag queen. I told you I have multiple personality disorder. The gay girl in me is still in the closet. The drag queen is all the way out the closet, baby. She is out fierce and doing things, okay? Those are my other two personalities. But I was talking to somebody today, and I told this person about an event that's happening tonight that Katia is throwing at Brianna's. Shout out to Brianna's. Come from 9 to 2. And it's a bar and restaurant type of feel, but they got a strip pole in there. They got ladies in there, working. And the person was like, "Oh no, I don't know if I could do it. I'm kind of homophobic." It was a female. But they were like, I don't know, and part of that homophobia is based off of people assuming that she was, in fact, a homosexual, which she's not. So she just felt like I have to avoid certain atmospheres because I don't like the perception, and it's making her homophobic in a sense, I guess.
Is that homophobia, or is that you lacking or scared of yourself? Because, and I only want to say that is because of the simple fact that we're all females. You're going to see other females perform, dance, enjoy their atmospheres. So
Right.
if you really notice, it's been a whole transition of where we go to hang out, and the strip club became the spot. Why? Because there's entertainment as well as alcohol.
Right.
You don't just have to sit at a bar and drink. You literally have people entertaining, going around doing their thing. You don't have to entertain it if you don't want, but 9 times out of 10, you just shouldn't go there. Go where you feel comfortable.
Well, the person was saying they were only going to come because it was me and they wanted to support me, right? So I'm like, oh, that's what's up. I appreciate that. But I wanted to know, like, how many women may be feeling the same way, or maybe go to strip clubs with their dudes.
It's probably a lot, but guess what they're doing now? Going to strip clubs.
Yeah, me and my
They're
husband go to strip
opening
clubs
up.
together.
They're
I mean, we haven't been in a
enjoying
minute.
life because it's
Right.
really nothing wrong with it. Now, on the male perspective, for me personally, when I first ever went in person and saw it, I was just like,
It is.
I was like, I wasn't ready because I was just so used to seeing females doing this, and to see men do it, it was just like, it was different.
Right.
I didn't want to be judgmental. I'm very open-minded. So, it's to each their own. For me, it's not my preference. I would, like she just said, prefer to go see the women versus to see the men. Now, I ain't gonna lie. All the Queen's men got me open a little bit. I'm like, maybe I gotta go some other places and check them out in other atmospheres.
Well,
but,
I mean, that Bolo guy.
No, it's just the entertainment in itself, because that's what I'm there for, the entertainment. If you're showing me something, if you're giving me something to watch, you got my eye.
I think I'm scared of the male exotic dancers only because they pick you up and flip you around, and
but they don't have to.
Then before
Those
you know it, their penis is in your
attention.
mouth. You be like, oh God.
No. Those are the bridesmaids. Those are the people that want that attention. That does not happen. Just my perspective. Again.
Right.
I just don't think that happens to any and everybody. Those are for show, and it's for the person who's really dropping the bag, just like in a regular strip club. Whoever's dropping the bag getting the most treatment. Period.
Right.
So it's just is what it is. You like it, you don't like it. Go have a drink. You don't got to pay attention. Just enjoy everything that's going on.
Right. So
With the food, they love what they say, the wings and the steak at the strip club is the shit.
The wings and this shit at the strip club. You better come and get the food at Brianna's is all that. The atmosphere is all that. Don't miss out. I'm trying to tell you, it's a movement. Okay, don't miss out. So let's see how much time we got. What are we working with here? This is my first episode, y'all, and I feel like I'm so honored to have you guys all tuned in, checking me out. Again, if you have a business that you want to promote, inbox me, text me, email me, and let me know. You can text me promotion to 267-259-0271, or you can inbox me, and I will send you the flyer to let you know what you can do as far as paying for the on-air advertisements. That's a major thing, guys. You don't know how many people are going to watch this, how many people may need your services. So I need you to get on that, right? Just and so that I can support you and send it out there. Look at this crazy lady.
No, because what is no banana hammocks?
No banana hammocks.
Oh, okay.
Meaning having the penis just.
No banana hammocks. Wait, what?
She was still, see, it's a delayed response from us talking about the hoochie daddy shorts. Shout out to Rosie. She called the hoochie daddy shorts banana hammocks.
I cannot.
Now, the only time I don't mind seeing a penis print is in some sweatpants. Do you agree? Why are you getting quiet? We're grown. It's a grown folk conversation. She's getting scared. Don't be scared, because you know it's going to be even more grown than this later.
Then you will love the boy shorts.
No, because it still looks masculine.
Okay.
Still looks masculine.
All right, it's not cupping his butt. All right.
Yeah, like.
Okay, I got it. No, okay.
I shouldn't see your glutes tightening up and your butt muscles squeezing together. Like, no. Like, I don't even like tighty whities. Would you sleep with a man if y'all both got naked and he got down to the tighty whities? Would you still give him some? My answer is no. No. Tighty whities, really? I feel like that's like training draws.
I don't know. They're 100% pure white. It's just like a different.
I can't. With the man panties.
Looking at what's behind.
It's man panties.
I wasn't worried about the color of the drawers. I was trying to see what's in the drawers.
Oh, okay.
You know.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
That's what I was visualizing. So the color is just really irrelevant at this point.
I don't know. I don't think I could mess with it.
No, if it's nothing showing me anything, then I'm just worried about the whole package in itself.
Okay. Now, another question. Because this was something that I was talking to with my personal training client, right? And she's a woman of the same age as us, and she doesn't have any children. She didn't want any children. And we were having this conversation about other women making other women feel either like less of a woman because you're not married, or because you don't have children, or because you don't want children. Do you agree with that? Like, do you find that people tend to put women in this box who don't want to?
I feel like those women are less respected, per se. Like, if you don't have these things, then you can't sit in that class with those people. When I feel like that's just a bunch of malarkey, because overall, it's just like a window, and you got window shoppers. When you're on the outside looking in, you can see a lot of things that the person on the inside can look past. So with that being said, I feel like as long as it's not a person really giving you like a like trying to dictate versus just giving you a literal actual perception, because I don't want to say opinion, I want to say perception,
Right.
Because one thing my dad always told me is opinions like assholes, and everybody got
one.
So when you're more so dealing with a perception and actual facts, then we can get out of a lot of things that go on in the world today and stop like passing judgment and pointing fingers, because nobody's perfect out here. Everybody's cup can look so beautifully shined and clear and polished when, what did they use to polish it? How did they get there to shine? Like, so to me, overall, we just got to stop judging so much and just living your truth wherever you are. Stop. And that's why a lot of people are shelling themselves because of that.
Right.
There's so much judgment going on. Oh, if you don't look like this, you're not that.
Yeah.
Oh, if you don't have this, you're not that. oh, if you
Do
don't
you
do
think
this, you're
social
not that.
media is contributing to
I think
all
a lot of
that?
things, even before social media, contributed to it. Because this is why I'm licensed now in cosmetology. Because beforehand, you know, I wasn't worried about that. Everybody was doing their thing. Everybody was getting money. Everybody did what they had to do. But it was also told to me that if you wanted to step in certain doors and if you wanted to work in certain places, then you had to have certain paperwork. So, okay, now when I could have had in high school and didn't have to take out loans and owe the man, I could have had it literally given to me. And these are things that we're not teaching the children anymore. We're just so passive, not to go off topic.
No,
but
no,
sometimes I
because
have
this
to
is
go there because it's
let it
just
segue
like,
into something else.
even with shop, like I'm watching now on the news, they're giving the women shop and I had this in middle school. Like we literally had Mr. Riddick in the shop class teaching us these things that you're now paid to go to a trade to get. Home economics. We had Miss Baton or Miss Benton, whatever the teacher's name was. We had these teachers that taught us well and prepared us for the world today, when these children today don't have a clue.
Because they take everything out the schools. Like, you don't even
That's because no one goes to PTA meetings anymore. It's all about the parents. If y'all give up on your children, what do you want the people to do? If you're not doing it, what do you want them to do? You keep saying, "Oh, it's your job. They're on your time." What happens on your time? When they get out, school never stops. It's 24/7. Just like the village that raises the children. The villages are tainted. They're tarnished. They're burned down. This is what they wanted for the tests of time. So when are we going to wake up and start building these villages back up again?
And how do we do that, right? That's the question. Because most people,
the other cheek. Stop looking and saying that's not my child. I don't care. Stop saying, oh, I don't got nothing to do with that. That's not. Stop it. That's what started it.
But do you think that people are scared to step in because of?
Of course they are, because
parents.
What's going on?
Some parents are just ignorant, and
because
you don't want
television. It's because of media. It's because of propaganda. It's because of things that people are not reading. Like, you know, now we're Googling. We're typing things in instead of picking up a dictionary, encyclopedia, and, you know, things that we grew up on and know better and know how to decipher the truth. We can pick up something and push a button and say, oh, this is it, and it's fact. No, where? How?
Right.
I told somebody to Google something one time, the picture that came up, who was that man?
Right.
This is when I found out, oh, it's two people.
Oh.
Oh, okay, go further down. And then they had to go all the way down to find the truth.
Right.
But look how many people don't do that. They'll just go for with surfaces.
Yep.
You gotta dig deep.
Yeah, and a lot of, you know, what happened?
I gotta stop looking at the camera.
I love her. She keeps laughing at herself, y'all. Looking at herself like, oh, that's me. Looking at me. Looking at you. Looking at me.
Color draws matter, and what if he's
color draws matter, and what if he what? And what if he's a grow-em to show him? Rosie, you showing off, Rosie. Rosie got jokes, y'all. You want to see what Rosie has commented? You got to go on YouTube and you got to check the comments underneath the video. But we're almost getting down to the wire. It is almost time for us to tune out. But I think we still got a couple more minutes. We still have a couple more minutes. So I'm glad that TT came in here to join me, because I always like to hear someone's opinions on different things. And it's crazy that you brought up some of the things you brought up, because it literally segues into some of the things that we mentioned on the last 4 podcast episodes when I was on the X Radio. So again, people, you see that I got somebody here. She didn't watch all the episodes, but yet she's a part of that village. This is why I'm having village conversations, because we think that people are out here just turning the other cheek. She's a villager. She's contributing to her family, her nieces, her nephews, you understand, her sister, her siblings, her cousins. And it takes a village. It's going to take a village to get me ready for tonight.
Oh, and outsiders, just so you know, I definitely give back to the community. I just need to see those ABs. I don't really like C's, but just let me see those ABs this year. And as long as you have the validation of it, you can get the hairdo of your choice. And if it consists of weave, you're going to provide it. I'm just saying.
Okay, so break that down. You're telling the kids what's your cutoff for kids? What age?
I want to do this for, let's say, middle to elementary.
Elementary and middle school kids. So
I feel like those are the ones that's more so lacking on attention.
Parents,
when it comes to hair care.
You need to get your daughter's hair
And
done. You need to get your son's hair braided or his locks or they locks retwisted. TT is out here. Here's the part of the village saying, don't worry about the money. Just make sure that you're a parent and your kids have good grades, even if it's their report card from last year, because they don't have a report card yet this year, and they need to get their hair done. So is this going to be good for the
So-
first day of school, or what are you talking about?
so
Ongoing?
It's literally validated for what I said for report cards. That's the first semester.
Okay, so
prior
first semester.
to school starting, I can also do, a back to school special
Mm-hmm.
or whatever the case may be. First few children can get, those services free of charge.
Okay.
And don't be coming with, like I said, these extravagant things and situations. And
Be reasonable, people. You got somebody out here saying that they're not going to kill your pockets to make sure your child can look nice and go to school every day and not be teased, because that's important. That's important. When you go to school every day, you want to feel good about yourself. And a lot of times I see kids and they're not kept. So how is that child going to feel good about themselves in class, and now they just got to deal with being teased?
They don't want to go.
They don't want to go. I know I didn't. I know when my
They're going in
grandma,
one door and out the other. You think
Yeah.
they're there and they're not.
when my grandma would do my hair and
we
little
do.
slave plaits, I would be like, I'm not going to school like this. Like, but
You already know that anime Willer hair do. Girl, one up top, two on the back.
Yes!
Yeah, no.
I
Don't do it
hated the
like
slave
that.
plats,
Don't
the
do it
one
like
plat and the
that.
two in the back. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And my grandma would just go ahead on up. No, I don't want to go to school. I would sneak baldies to school and put them in my hair myself. So this is important, parents. Make sure that your kids feel good about themselves. Their outer appearance affects how they feel about themselves inside. That's important. Make sure their uniforms are clean. If you can't afford uniforms, reach out. You never know what neighbor might help you. What neighbor might have old uniforms and be able to give you their child's old uniforms. It's a village out here. People, reach out. Don't let your pride get in the way, and then you out here letting your child go without.
And don't be afraid of the thrift store or consignment shopping.
Girl.
Just first and foremost, I'm just saying. Never be too great. Never
Don't be too
crazy.
proud, and don't be out here spending your rent money giving these kids Balenciagas when at the end of the day, get your priorities in order. Come on now. We have to teach these kids different. They need to be getting stock in Balenciaga instead of wearing Balenciaga. Come on, let's
Man,
change
you
the
better buy
narrative.
a pair of stockings and sign Balenciaga on them. Tell them to be creative. Teach them how to
Anything.
be artistic.
Make
Like,
your own
come on.
Balenciagas. You can create your own shoe, your own clothing line. You can be your own boss. You don't have to work for anybody. You just have the passion. You got to have the passion and the drive to want to be great at whatever that is. Whatever that is.
Even if it's blinking eyes.
Listen, you could go on America's Got Talent the way this world is going. If you the best blinker,
Oh, it's called Shark Tank. I think that's Shark Tank.
I see it on TikTok. They be up there blinking to the beat.
And they're getting paid for it.
And it going viral, blinking. So come on, Blinky. You want to blink it up? You can find talent in anything, and you never know what somebody might be fascinated by you being able to do.
Seriously.
You just don't know what that might be. But again, thank you, TT, Leticia, for coming out.
Me on blast.
Telling, of course, that's what I do. I like to take
Appreciate
people out their comfort zone. I like to make people feel a little uncomfortable and at the end feel good when it's all said and done. So one more time, just let the people know how they can find you, how they can get in touch with you on Instagram, Facebook. Hey, Shonda.
Well, my Instagram is at HAIR_IS_WID, the number 4 and the letter U. That is hair_is_WID for you, which is here is what I do for you, basically, abbreviated.
And that's what she does for me, y'all. I promise you. Watch when I post my photo. Y'all gonna be like, that's not the same person. Technically, it isn't. Because right now, I'm Nelly. Later on, I'll be somebody else. So technically, I am not gonna look the same.
She's going to be she, her.
She, her. Okay. So, listen, I think my time is just about up, people. I love and appreciate all of y'all. Shout out to me, y'all. This is my very, very first of many episodes to come. I'm going to be bringing all kinds of special characters, young,
Yoga
old.
Queen, holla. Y'all
Come
better
on.
Get your sessions in.
Get your mind and
all the
body
way.
right. I know I
Hello.
get up here and talk shit, but I'm about
Hello.
mindfulness, wellness, and health and fitness
Zen.
first. Okay? Then we can have fun and do what we want to do as adults. But get your minds right. Get your bodies right. Tune into your mind and body. Okay? check out my website, tune into my Instagram page, check me out on YouTube, follow my podcast on Glockaware on youtube.com. Also, check out my post on my website. I love and appreciate y'all for tuning in. Everybody that commented, shout out to Rosie. Thank you for putting me on to this opportunity. Toucan, thank you for giving me this opportunity. Thank you to my husband for supporting me in all the shenanigans I got going on, because this is about to be a crazy, crazy day, and my life is about to get crazy, y'all.
One last thing.
Give it to
Don't
him.
wait for her to blow up to comment, like, and subscribe. Do it now before she gets big, because then we can see how real you are. Because we are paying attention, and I'm a watcher.
Claim it. See what
Because
I'm
we
saying?
so quick to clock on other people's stuff, that stars and rappers and these people that's not even going to entertain you, when you have a young lady right now trying to entertain anything that you have to say, and I see 2 people. That's like a little not mathematically correct. So get correct and stop trying to, what they call it? What's that? Clout chase. And gain things that you won't gain from them people. When you can be a part of something that's beginning and creating.
And meaningful.
And I want to leave you with that. Enjoy your life. Stay blessed by the best.
Listen, people, it's been real. See what I'm bringing to the table. I'm bringing heavy hitters every week, whether it's on the chat room, on the call lines, in person. I'm bringing heavy hitters. If you want to be a guest on my show, inbox me. You can be a co-host. You can bring a friend with you. The more conversation, the more opinions we have, the better, the merrier. I am so grateful, honored, and humbled to be your host for this evening, for this early evening from 3 to 4. My name is Nelly. Again, this is Thinking Outside the Box Village Conversations with me and TT on this episode. I can't wait to talk to you guys next week. Join me again every Thursday from 3 to 4, Thinking Outside the Box Village Conversations.
Peace and
Namaste.
blessings.
Peace.
Peace and blessings.